I didn't move to Washington to chase anyone. I moved to disappear. After the breakup, everything in New York felt loud. Horns, sirens, regrets. The apartment still smelled like her lavender shampoo. I needed to escape the noise, the memories, myself. Then I found the job posting. U.S. Park Service, Mount Rainier National Park. Full-time, housing provided. It almost felt like fate. I had the credentials, degrees in criminology and geology, 5 years in the NYPD. Apparently that was more than enough. The interview process was a breeze. By the end of the month, I was given keys to a ranger's cabin surrounded by trees older than the country itself. And I breathed again. Every day, I woke up to birdsong and mist. I watched herds of elk graze near my porch. I cooked simple meals and read books by the fireplace. Rain came often, gentle and constant, but to me, it felt like nature washing me clean. Locals said it was too gloomy here. I thought it was perfect, a soft gray cocoon to heal inside. The work was easy. A few hikers who wandered off trail, campers who left trash behind, nothing worse than a drunk college kid trying to feed chips to a bear. I was content. I wasn't chasing criminals. I wasn't chasing ghosts. Until the call came in. It was 2 p.m. I remember the time because I just finished eating lunch. Peanut butter sandwich and a banana. I was about to take a nap when my radio crackled.
Ranger Hall, you copy? Disturbance at cabin 14. Caller reported harassment over the past 3 days. Female is injured. EMS en route. You're closest.
The chill settled over me. I grabbed my jacket, my sidearm, and hit the trail in my ATV. The cabin was 11 minutes away. I saw her the moment I arrived, collapse near the steps, blood soaking her jeans and flannel shirt. Her hand clutched her side, her eyes unfocused, blinking slowly. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" I knelt beside her. She mumbled, "My daughter. He has her." That was all I needed. I radioed for backup, gave him her condition and the urgency. EMS was still 15 minutes out. I scanned the area. No sign of the daughter. No obvious signs of struggle. The cabin door was wide open, a mess inside, plates shattered, furniture overturned. But outside, footprints. 2 sets, large and small, heading into the woods behind the cabin. I didn't hesitate. The forest welcomed me like an old friend. It had been months since I'd ventured this deep. Tall pines cast long shadows over the narrow path. Ferns rustled in the breeze, and yet, everything felt wrong. No birdsong, no chittering squirrels, just silence, like the woods were holding their breath. My boots sunk into the damp soil as I followed the trail. The adult footprints were heavy, erratic, sometimes staggering. The child's lighter, almost dragged. I didn't need a map. I could feel where they were going. About 10 minutes in, I found the first clue. A pink sock tied carefully around a low branch. I froze. She left it for someone to find. Smart girl. Another 20 yards, tucked beneath a tree root, was a bracelet made from blue beads. Then a second sock, wet, muddy, but deliberately placed atop a log. She wanted to be found. That meant she was still alive. I picked up the pace. As I moved deeper, the canopy swallowed the light. Even in mid-afternoon, it felt like dusk. My flashlight cut through the gloom, revealing twisted tree trunks and hanging moss. And that's when I smelt it. Sweat rot, fear. I slowed my steps, crouched low. Ahead, partially obscured by a fallen tree, was a clearing. There he was, a man in a ragged army jacket, pacing, muttering, eyes wild with some internal storm. The girl, maybe 9 or 10, sat against a tree, duct taped across her mouth, hands tied. Her wide, tear-streaked eyes locked with mine the moment she saw me. I radioed in, quiet and clear. Suspect located. Girl alive. Sending coordinates. Do not move in until I give the word. I steadied my breath, slowly unholstering my weapon, and stepped into the clearing. Put your hands where I can see them, I shouted, aiming at her mass. The man spun around. His face was gaunt, patchy beard tangled, pupils blown wide. He looked at me like I was a hallucination. You're not real, he growled. You're just another lie they fed me. I'm very real, and I need you to step away from the girl, now. He shook his head violently, spit flying from cracked lips. She's mine. You don't understand. They said I could have her. He lunged, ready to stab her. One shot, right between the eyes. He dropped like a puppet with its strings cut. The sound echoed through the forest, then vanished. The girl was shaking, too afraid to move. I ran to her, tore the tape from her mouth. She screamed, not from pain, but release, from terror unspooling. It's okay, I whispered, wrapping her in my jacket. You're safe now. You did so good. So good. She clung to me like a lifeline. It took 30 minutes for paramedics to reach us. I carried her the whole way back to the cabin, her arms around my neck, her sobs slowly subsiding. The mother was already in the airlift when we arrived. She would make it. So would the girl. As I watched them disappear into the sky, I stood alone in the clearing. I should have felt disgusted, horrified. But what I felt was alive. That terrified me. Because I knew that feeling. I used to chase it. In New York, I'd gone from one bus to the next, addicted to the adrenaline, the high of being needed. I thought I was helping people. Maybe I was. But in doing so, I abandoned everyone else. My fiance, my family, my sense of balance. I wasn't just solving crimes. I was feeding a hunger I didn't understand. And that day in the forest, I felt it again. The focus, the rush, the validation. But I also felt something else. The weight. The toll it had taken on my soul. As I stared into the woods, I made a promise. This couldn't be my life again. I couldn't go back. 6 months later, I'm still here, still a ranger, but not the same man. I moved my cabin closer to the lake. Smaller place, less remote. I've taken up canoeing and journaling. Amelia, she's a wildlife biologist who sometimes works out of the ranger station. She started leaving me coffee in the mornings. We talk now, a lot, about our past, our futures, what we've lost, and what we want to build. She's different, kind, grounded. She listens. She sees the scars and doesn't flinch. I tell her I want a family someday. She doesn't laugh. I'm not running anymore. Not from the pain, not from who I was. That day in the forest didn't ruin me. It reminded me that I still have something to give, but I get to choose how. I'll protect what matters, but I'll never lose myself again. Some people run to the woods to escape. Others go there to heal. But sometimes, the forest doesn't care why you came. It simply reveals who you really are. Thanks for listening to tonight's story. If it gripped you, haunted you, or made you feel something, consider leaving a like and a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're new here, welcome to the Draconian universe. Subscribe for more horror stories just like this one, every night this month at 6:30. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your flashlight close, and whatever you do, stay draconian. Good night.